you. Please stand by. You will now be placed into conference.
Good morning, everybody. Today we are going to spend the next 10 or 15 minutes showing you how to create an automated workflow using DropBox and the Fiery. So many of you know that you could do this a couple of different ways. You could do this using hot folders, or you could do this using the new JobFlow free software that comes with all Firies. And I'm going to walk you through the value and the benefits from a sales perspective and a production perspective, and then I'm also going to take a step back and show you exactly how I set up this workflow. So if any of your customers want to download JobFlow for free, they can either go to Products, just go to EFI.com, and then click on Products. And you'll notice over here under Fiery Servers and Software, we have Fiery Workflow Suite. If they click on that and just scroll down a little bit, they'll see all the different software, job submission, if they want information on digital storefront, but under Prepress, you'll see Fiery JobFlow. And if they click on that, it'll take them to this website. And there's all types of great information on this website. There's even a library of different workflows that customers can download and import workflows if they see something that they like. And again, over here is how they would install Fiery JobFlow. So again, there is a free version of Fiery JobFlow. There's also a premium version, which we're not going to get into today. I just want to show you all the great free stuff that any client that has a newer Fiery can go ahead and start using today. So let me go over to my JobFlow. The first time a customer loads this, it has to be loaded on a PC, but they could submit jobs from a Mac or a PC because it's browser-based. You'll notice I have the JobFlow up, and there's two tabs at the top. It says Jobs and it says Workflows. And if I toggle back and forth between Jobs and Workflows, of course, I haven't submitted any jobs yet, but under Workflows, I have a number of different workflows. Again, I could import other customers' workflows. I can even export these workflows. So if you guys ever see something that a customer or that you see me doing a demo that you like or a customer likes, it's very easy for me to actually just export this and they can import it into their JobFlow. You'll notice I have a workflow here called 2500 Portrait BizCard Two-Sided. Again, you can call these workflows whatever you want. You can sort them, you can delete them, you can copy them. I have other workflows over here called Black to Real Black and other demos that we've done on how to fix fonts automatically and automatically create leads, so on and so forth. But this one we're going to show you about DropBox. So of course, the first thing you need to do is you need to have a DropBox account. DropBox is free. I will warn you that if you are using DropBox and you have a client that's using this, make sure they have enough space, or make sure they go in and delete their file every so often after they submit them, because it will archive the jobs. Otherwise, it'll stop submitting the jobs down to JobFlow. So let me just show you my DropBox account. The cool thing about the integration with JobFlow is because DropBox does have an API, is that when you set up a workflow in JobFlow, it automatically will broadcast to your DropBox account. And I'll show you, you can have multiple DropBox accounts or multiple folders specific to different clients, which is what I have. So you'll notice I have just my normal DropBox type stuff. And then under Apps, if you click on this, I have a folder called Fiery JobFlow. And if I click on Fiery JobFlow, I actually have a couple different folders here. You have Approve Files, so you can actually have a workflow where a customer might send a job down through DropBox. It hits JobFlow. It might do some pre-flighting, then it might send it back to the client for them to approve it. If there's any problems, maybe give them a pre-flight report. You can even archive original jobs, so maybe a job goes into DropBox, goes through the entire workflow, and then it sends it back to DropBox so the customer can pull it for archive purposes. And you also notice I have a couple different Firies even set up. I have a JobFlow set up for Fiery Central, and then I also have one set up for my FS200 Fiery. If I click on this, this is the one that we're going to use today. I just set this up. I have one workflow. It's called 2500 Portrait BizCard Two-Sided. And what I want to do is I want to submit a job into that workflow. So the job I want to submit, let me show you what the native file looks like. I have a business card. I'm just going to open this up because this is the job that I'm going to submit into my Dropbox. Again, this is your standard business card. This happens to be a portrait business card. It could be landscape. You could have workflows set up for portrait, landscape, depending on how you want to impose them, so on and so forth. How do you want to add marks? Do you want to auto-create bleeds? Do you want to remove prop marks? Again, depending on what your clients are doing or what problems you're having, they could just basically drop their file in and we can automate things through this particular workflow. So this is the file that I'm going to drop in. It's just a two-sided, normal 2x3.5 card. I think this one does have bleed. Let me see. Yep, so this one already has bleed, so I don't need to add any bleed. I have a client that always has a problem with adding bleed. I might set up a particular workflow for them to automate that, which I showed you in how to do that in last week's meeting. So let's just close this out and let's just drop this file into the workflow. So let me go back to my Dropbox account and we're going to import that in. So here we go. I'm going to open up that folder. And you can either upload up here or just right-click in here and click Upload. Choose the file, grab it, open it. It says Done. And now we're going to come over to Job Flow, and you can see the file hit my queue. So again, that was a two-sided card. And you can see it says jobs completed. I can look at it to see what I was doing. I actually have a workflow set up called 1319 BizCard 24 up 500. And when I come over here and preview this job, it's sitting in my hold queue waiting for me to print. And you can see I just showed you a very automated way where a client can drop a file into a hot folder, and now I can get that file into production the way that I want it, with all of my cut marks, all of my bleed, my gutters. This is going to go on a 1319 sheet, and I can just print that job. How did I create that workflow? It was actually pretty simple. Let me go back and I'll show you. So let me go back to Job Flow, and I come back to my Workflow section. And under Workflow, you have an Admin. And under Admin section, you have this account setting, and down here you have these different locations. So you could set up workflows with the free version of JobFlow for SMB, for file sharing, for FTP, and also for Dropbox. Here you just come over here and you add your Dropbox location, whatever you're going to do. You come over to Workflow, you click Add. I'll just call this Test. And now when I come over here and create my source, I'm going to grab my Dropbox, and it will automatically create that. As you'll see here in a second, it will automatically create that workflow up into your Dropbox account, or whatever account you're pushing it to. There's my Fire 200, and you can see there's the new test that just showed up. So again, thank you for listening and learning. If you have any questions, always email me or give me a call. These are great workflows that you can show your customer during demos. Again, this is standard with all Fireys. Talk to you soon. Bye.